Hey everyone, it's ItsClikZ here. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be comparing two of the most popular clients out for Minecraft right now. These being the Badlion and Lunar client. Now, both these clients have their advantages and disadvantages, and I'm going to be comparing these clients while I play some games of Bed Wars. Before the video starts, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the like button on this video. It really helps out a lot. Anyway, guys, let's get right into the Bed Wars. Alrighty, game one. We're on Pernicious right now, guys, and we're gonna be using the Badlion client. So there's a couple of categories I want to list these clients in. As we're kind of, I guess, these categories are performance, cosmetics, like bloatware, and overall, like my overall opinion on the client. Now, performance on the Badlion client. Okay, we're already getting side rush, that's great. Performance on the Badlion client, used to actually not be that great, if I do remember. I used to get like 200 frames or something, but as you can see here, I'm getting like about 300 to 400, which is an overall improvement. I think I got this guy's bed bag, he's got 9. Oh no, he's here. Come on, sir. Can I knock him off the edge? No. The last time I used the Badlion client, it actually, yeah, I saw like a bit of a performance decrease compared to the Lunar client. So when I was using that, I was getting about the frame rate I'm getting now. When I was using the Badlion client, as I said, I wasn't getting that great frame rates. It's since improved it, and I mean, that's a really good thing. They're on par with the Lunar client, in my opinion, for performance, so that gets a check from me. What's this guy doing? What? He just fell into the void. What is he doing? Already, I'm going to steal your forge. Okay, so the next, I guess, category, you could say, that I'm gonna put these in is cosmetics. Now, this is, I reckon, where Badlion wins. Badlion, like, takes it for this one, since they have a load of cosmetics. Like, they've got sprays, emotes, like, they've got cloaks, they've got a bunch of stuff. They've got, like, wings, and they have a load of variety as well. As Lunar has a lot of those, except they don't have as much variety. They don't have as many, compared to the Badlion client. One thing I would say about the cosmetics, though, in Badlion client, is they're, like, very over the top. They've got a lot of things, like, if you like the, vanilla style, and you don't really want a lot of, I guess you could say personalization, and you don't want a lot of, things that aren't very, you know, Minecrafty, then maybe you won't like it, but in my opinion, like, I think I've grown used to it, and it doesn't really have much of a impact, and I've gotten used to, as I said, I've gotten used to it. It hasn't been much of a deal breaker for me. Well, yellow's bed is gone, and green has dipped. Right, as you can see, okay, I think pink is taking out red, so we may be able to take out pink. Depends what they're doing, if they're gonna avoid it or not once they've gotten their bed. So red's taken out pink's base, and okay, so both of them don't have a bed. I think we're the only ones with a bed. Okay, so the next category, for these clients is, kind of bloatware and, like, branding. This is, I reckon, Lunar takes the, takes the mick out of Badlion on this one, since Badlion, even if we go in the inventory, we've got, like, their logo. If we go into the options, everything is changed. That's kind of like a deal breaker. Like, I really don't like how this looks and how it's, like, different. They've changed, like, even if you have a texture pack that, changes, like, what the menus look like, you're still stuck with the, Badlion ones. And that's something I don't really like. I don't like how they've done that. They could have implemented it better, as, they could have, like, if you had a texture pack that would change it, it would change. But they've got a lot of bloatware, and in my opinion, I don't really like that. Having said that, for things like that, it's not like a thing that, like, stops me from playing the Badlion client. Yeah, it can get annoying at times to have, like, their logo and branding just everywhere, but, I mean, it's not really gonna stop me from playing Bed Wars, is it? Alright. I'm gonna go for this guy. I don't know where yellow is, but that may be an issue. Yellow team has a... Yep. Out of the game, out of the game. Oh god. Okay. I forgot to mention that another category is how popular the client is, so like popularity. And in this category, I reckon that Badlion, obviously it is the biggest Minecraft client out right now, and it even though Lunar is still big, I think Badlion still takes this round, and I think they still win. Now, overall opinion of the Badlion client. Well, in my opinion, it is an excellent client, and especially if you've never used a client before, it is really good. And if you aren't using a client, and like especially if you're looking for performance, it will be fine, and it should give you enough performance. In my opinion, the Badlion client is, yes, it is one of the best clients. But the one thing, the like bloatware and the branding, is one thing that I don't really like about the client. This may just be a personal thing, but yeah, I do not like it. Well, there we go, boys. Alrighty, so as I was saying at the end of that game, Badlion is one of the best clients, and I would recommend it. The only thing is that the branding and bloatware kind of weighs it down for me. But of course, that's a personal opinion, and you guys may actually like it, but in my opinion, I don't. So, if we're giving this like a rating, I would give Badlion probably about a 4 out of 5. But yeah, so let's hop into Bed Wars with the Lunar client. Okay, before we get into the Bed Wars game, I just wanted to say that the Lunar client has actually recently updated their launcher, and this looks way better than the other launcher. I haven't actually seen this yet, and this looks really cool. This launcher now is probably better than the Badlion client launcher. At first, I would say that the Badlion client would have a better launcher, but now that they've updated it, I do think that this one is better. Okay guys, so we are on the Lunar client right now, and we are back on Pernicious for the second game. As I said like before, we're going to start off with performance. So the performance of the Lunar client has always been very well. As I was saying with the Badlion client, it originally didn't have as good performance compared to Lunar client, and they only recently improved that, I think. But the Lunar client has always had some of the best FPS I've gotten out of a client. Thank you, sir. I cannot take any fall damage. So the performance of the Lunar client has always been really great, and I've had no like problems with it. However, Lunar client is, for me at least, I've had a lot more crashes, like in-game crashes with the Lunar client compared to the Badlion client. It just hasn't been as stable. Of course the FPS is great, but that's not the only thing about the performance. Alrighty, so game 2 on the Badlion client. We actually died on the first round, but we are on Badlion. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's one of the new maps, and it has a crazy fast generator. And that's people. Oh, this guy's already rushing me. Alright, buddy. If I could actually build up, that would be great. Alright, so our bed's already gone, but before we inevitably die, because I suck, I want to talk about the cosmetics of the Lunar client. Now, I already stated this in the like when I was talking about the Badlion client, and Lunar client just doesn't have as many cosmetics as Badlion client. Yes, they do have a lot of the they do have like a lot of like main client cosmetics like cloaks and like wings, but they don't have any sprays. They don't have many emotes. They just don't have as much as Badlion. Alright guys, we're on Speedway because I am bad at the game and have died in the last 2 games. Now, as I was saying, the cosmetics of Badlion, yeah, anyways, the cosmetics that Lunar Client have aren't as, like, they aren't on par with Badlion Client, as I think Badlion Client clearly takes the win on this one. Okay, this guy's being really persistent. Oh, he's gone back to his base. Well, never mind. The next category, which is, of course, branding. And this is where I think Lunar Client really shows. And so on to the next category, which is branding. Now, Lunar Client's branding is very minimal compared to the Badlion Client. Now, as I've said before, I do not like the branding on Badlion Client. I think it's just too, like, messy, and there's too much. And it's kind of, there's, like, I just fell. Yeah, so there's just, on the Badlion Client, there's just too much, of their branding, and they've kind of just pushed it, a bit, and they've kind of made it go, like, quite over the top, and that's why I said, I didn't really like it. Now, on the Lunar Client, the branding is much more minimal, with the only real branding being when you open the inventory, they just have the logo. I think this is much better, as, like, in the game menu and in, like, the options, you will still have whatever your texture pack provides if you've got a texture pack that can change the menu, and I find that, like, really good, since, like, you can, like, add a bit more personality to your game and you don't have to be restricted by the client that you're using. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go for Red over here. He seems a bit distracted, but Gray's also doing something. Okay, like that real quick. Thank you, sir. Okay, his bed's gone. Alright. Yeah, so as for we just won somehow, guys. Alrighty, so we are on Air Show. We kind of just won that game out of the blue there. I think we got disconnected. But, so we're going to be talking about the next part. And this is, I kind of forgot to mention it before, popularity. Now, as, like, this video is, we're comparing the top 2 most popular clients. But, this is another place where Badlion wins. Now, I think Badlion has always been the most popular Minecraft client. Maybe not, like, way back, but for a long time it has been. Now, the Lunar client has started to gain a lot more popularity ever since they have added the feature to play 1.8.9. Since I think a lot of people use that a lot more than 1.7. I think that's when Lunar Client really started to gain, yeah, in popularity. As before, they were still quite a big client, compared to, like, some things, in my last video, I reviewed one of the smaller clients, but, okay, well, that guy has my bed. Let's see if we can get this guy's bed over here, okay. Go on, alright. But I think Lunar Client has definitely lost this one, since they aren't as popular. I mean, they still are quite popular, but just not as much as the Badlion client, as the Badlion client has a lot more players, and I think a lot more of a community, in my opinion. I want to finish this video while I'm in game, but I'm worried about Aqua guy over there, if he's gonna kill me. My man built all the way up on the balloon. I don't know why, but he'd be doing it. What is that sword? Oh my god! Half a heart, half a heart, half a heart. What was that sword, man? That was like that was sharpness, but that wasn't any sharpness I've seen. I think he'll have stuff at his gen, so I want to go over there and get that. So it is me versus green, red, and pink. I am very worried. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to get this win, but it's worth trying, you know. Now, for my overall opinion on the Lunar client, I think this is probably the largest and probably the best client you can use if you're looking to, yeah, have a good client, but still to have a vanilla feeling client. As it's not as over the top as Badlion, but it is still capable, and it has a lot of potential. Okay, so one team, I I think one team's out, but it's currently me versus red versus green, and they both have a bed, so I am quite scared. I think I'm gonna get potions, then I'm gonna attack them. But green's over here, and he doesn't have that much of a bed defense, so I may be able to take him out over here. Oh, lag back is my friend. So now comes the time where I tell you which client is the best. Now, for the rating of the Lunar client, I will also give it 4 out of 5 stars, which means that we do have a tie. But still, if we're going by slight chance, I do think the Badlion client is the better client if you're looking into getting into Minecraft PvP. And if you want a capable client, Lunar client, it can do most of the things that Badlion client can do, but Badlion client is just more well known and is still to this day the most popular client, and that's why I give it the win. Saying this, Lunar client is still not a bad client. This is one of the best clients, and I've used it for a really long time before I switched back to Badlion. And as I've recently, just for this video, gone back on Lunar client, obviously to do the video, but it's been really fun playing on here, and I think it's quite good to and quite refreshing to see not see a bunch of garbage on my screen when I look at the game menu. But saying that, Badlion client, yes, does take the win, even though the branding is, quite ugly, and, not very cool. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Last time I did a video on a client, went insanely well, so I really hope this one does as well. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.